Is there a grand theme to the new Biden Harris administration? Yes, there is. Hi, I'm John McNeil, and this is the Invest Strong Network. Welcome. So, every investor wants to know, is there a grand scheme or kind of overarching philosophy for the new Biden Harris administration? And if so, what is it? Especially as it relates to their investments and the economy going forward. Well, from my analysis, there most certainly is a grand theme, right? And it goes something like this: Mr. Biden is transfixed, absolutely obsessed, in my opinion, with learning the lesson of 12 years ago. So let's go back in time to 2009. Right. So Barack Obama and Joe Biden have basically been thrown into a maelstrom of crises caused by the previous Bush and Republican leadership over the previous 8 years. So we have this monstrous economic crisis that is consuming all of the oxygen of the administration. The administration has made lots of promises, right? Mr. Obama, healthcare, immigration, economic stability, obviously. Still got a couple wars going on in Iraq and Afghanistan. No way that Mr. Obama and Mr. Biden could handle all of these crises at once. So they are stuck having to pick their battles. And they tried to build upon the stability or the rescue package that the previous Bush administration had hammered out with the Democrats and Republicans in the Congress. And then Mr. Obama had proposed his own stimulus program, and that stimulus program consisted mostly of unemployment benefits, extensions, and also enormous public works projects, things like that, right? After that, there had to be rescues for selected industries, especially the automotive industry and the airlines, things like that. And this really consumed the administration, much to the detriment of some of the other priorities that the Obama-Biden administration had. Also, there was healthcare. They decided to focus on healthcare reform as a means of their headline product and fulfillment of a campaign goal, and they did that. What happened? The people, the American people, by 2010 had become rather restless. The economy really had not improved that much in the meantime. And now they have this massive new monstrosity, Obamacare, the ACA, that they had not begun to see the benefits of and would not see the benefits for at least another half decade or so, right? And so in 2010, the Dems lose control of the House of Representatives, followed by losing control of the Senate in 2013. And then all of a sudden, all the other priorities that they had are basically out the window, right? Mr. Biden is making sure that that situation does not repeat, right? So he's going full bore on all of the progressive agenda. And as it relates to the economy and finances, his packages are going to be enormous. And see, that was the primary criticism of the Obama administration's plan to rescue the economy, the stimulus back in 2009. Not only was it a hodgepodge of of progressive priorities, which some Republicans didn't really care for very much, but also overall, it was just too small for the crisis that the country faced at that time. And Mr. Biden and Ms. Harris at this point want to make sure that that mistake is not repeated. So going forward, right, all of the things that have already been done, proposed by the Trump people, which is being utilized even still, will be built upon but supersized by the Biden-Harris administration. And this time, they will not be so sensitive to how Republicans feel about the overall size of the debt and the deficit and things like that. Now, there have been some rumblings about that, but it will carry much less weight with this administration than it did with the Obama-Biden administration in 2009. So you can expect President Biden and Vice President Harris to go full bore on the things that they were extremely hesitant to go full speed on 12 years ago, right? So look for massive spending to counter climate change and other environmental crises. Solar, wind, renewables, all of these things will receive massive government supports, whether the Republicans support them or not, right? Expect a second round of direct payments. Now, Mr. Biden had kicked around the idea of doing 1,400, which would combine with the 600 that has already been allocated, would come out to be 2,000, right? A $2,000 worth of direct payment. They may, I think really his administration may decide to do just another $2,000 just out the bat, off the bat until the CV-19 pandemic can be brought under control. Also, whatever it takes to sustain the industries that are being pounded by CV-19, they will do. So if it's the airlines, if it's the movie theaters or some of the retailers, some of the others, they will get the support that they need to continue operations. One of the big criticisms of the Obama administration was that they were kind of picking and choosing industries that they wanted to rescue, and this received quite a bit of criticism from Republicans and from economists in general, because they look at the economy holistically and the desire to maintain stability in the economy holistically in order to move things forward. So financial institutions, again, the aforementioned airlines, and other companies that have been walloped by CV-19, I think that they can expect to receive any and all support they need to keep on going, regardless of the cost. Also, government financing. And when I say government, I mean the state and local governments. One of the big issues that plagued employment back in the late 2000s was the fact that the economic crisis caused a huge financial hit to state and local governments, who then had to pare back their services and functions in order to meet the new budgetary constraints. These layoffs and lack of hiring caused the unemployment rate to remain unusually high, stubbornly high through most of the first Obama term, right? And Mr. Biden is actually keen to make sure that that does not repeat. So really, whatever the state and local governments need, the quasi-governmental organizations, that being the hospital districts or the public school systems and other quasi-governmental institutions that employ many millions of persons, whatever they need to keep on going, I guarantee you the Biden administration is going to make sure they get funded, right? And that is a lesson that he learned the hard way 12, 11, 10 years ago, right? So we can look forward to seeing those things. Overall, I've been really quite encouraged by what I've seen in the first week or so of the Biden Harris administration. Now, they have not gotten into the actual trenches to duke it out with Republicans yet. Now, obviously, I think that day is coming. But Mr. Biden has this one, another enormous advantage that Barack Obama really did not have. Mr. Biden has had decades of personal relationship with many of the key movers and shakers in the Congress. Now, that was something that Mr. Obama, as kind of a neophyte to national politics, really did not have. And I think that this will serve Mr. Biden's administration much more in dealing with, especially the Senate, where he served for some 4 decades or so. This will really benefit him enormously. And so I actually expect many more things to get done this go round, and all of the priorities that were kind of left undone or were undone by the Trump administration. I expect these things to make their way into law in the next 4 years or so. All right. So those are my thoughts for this week. Please let me know what you think. Hit that thumbs up button. I need it. I love you. Please do it. Right? Also, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you're thinking. I would love to know what your perspective is. Always, that's just so important. And so I definitely don't know it all, and I can admit to that. So let me know. Also, subscribe. That's that's a lesson that we can learn from 12 years ago. Subscribe to Invest Strong. Although Invest Strong didn't exist 12 years ago, but subscribe anyway. All right. Thank you so much, friends, and good blessings.